Check, 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 check.
Fellas, ladies, gentle babies, it's me, Mort, and this... Welcome to my... This is my garage. Welcome. I'm going to tell you a tale of game hunting like you've heard a million times before. You better stay tuned because today, there's a couple of, like, seriously huge items that, yeah, patience gets rewarded.
Mort! Hey, Mort! 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 Hey, Mort! Go, Mort!
Been a couple weeks since I've been able to make it out here, and I am thrilled to be back. I'm hoping this morning's gonna be a good one, but I'm always hoping this morning's gonna be a good one. Would you expect any less? Let's turn the cameras to the other side and see what happens. I found some PS3 controllers today, but none of them worked. My philosophy on PSPs is, if they're in like a 7 out of 10 condition or better, I'll usually grab them because they're great for trade and they're great for resale. However, these PSPs did not fit that category. Still an awesome and underrated handheld. I think it was more fun than the DS. My first find of the day is this blue DSi. The DSi was a revision of the Nintendo DS. It's the third revision. There's the DS, which is like the original fat one, and it's got a Game Boy Advance cartridge slot. And then there's the DS Lite, which is sort of a more attractive design, and then there's the DSi, which adds this camera and some other functionality as well, but it removed the Game Boy Advance slot. So it's less desirable amongst collectors for that reason, because we want to play the Game Boy Advance games as well as the DS games, and there aren't substantial enough upgrades to the DSi for it to be really warranted, even the large DSi. So if I'm gonna get a DS for my collection, which I have one, I'm gonna get the DS Lite with that Game Boy Advance cartridge slot, and really that's the main reason I use that console, is to play those Game Boy Advance games, because I play my DS games on my 3DS. Vendor wanted $30, and check this out. The vendor wanted $30 for this console, and check this out. Mario Kart, right there in the back. Mario Kart on the DS is a good game. I like it just fine, but I still prefer the console versions all day long. Only a couple there?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they're cool games, right? So that whole thing about patience being rewarded, patience really does pay off in this hobby. Anytime something new comes out, because of the supply chain issues and whatever else with the chip shortages, people are grabbing everything and they're scalping them. One of the things that I found that was really cool that had been scalped a lot was this Xbox Mini fridge. How much is this?
Trying to get at least, probably go for 60.
Now the vendor insists that this thing is brand new. As a functional refrigerator, it's actually not very good. Reviews online suggest that it breaks really quickly. Some people even reference somewhere in the manual that this says don't leave it on all the time, which that makes no sense. So not only does it not work very well, but it only holds a few cans of soda that you can put inside of here for your own enjoyment. It's more of the novelty of, hey, it looks like an Xbox One, because when this console came out, people were going, oh, the Series X looks like a fridge, and Microsoft said, I got it. There's also this Halo double pack of Cable Guy's controller holders. I think any gamer or collector, this is just such a practical but also interesting collectible as a way of, holding your phone and watching a TV show or my YouTube channel. That's what you should watch. Just watch my YouTube channel. All that you can. And then how about this? A sealed copy of Spyro, the Reignited Trilogy. This has the original 3 PlayStation 1 Spyro games that are remastered. It's actually a completely redrawn, reanimated everything, and it's great. There is some quality of life improvements in each game. I played through the first Spyro trilogy game on here on the PS4, and it was phenomenal. I fell in love with this character all over again. If you don't own this game, it is so worth tracking down a copy of it. It is the definitive way to play, and it's really hard to go back to the PS1 versions after this thing has come out. So how much do you want for all of these things? Would you do 90 for all of it instead of 100? Or 10 bucks off? That's cool. 25 on top and then below. 10 bucks a piece on these. 10 bucks a piece.
some each. Okay.
I'm still convinced that the Wii is the most collectible console out there. Almost none of the games require any kind of downloadable content such as patches. Once the game came out, that was it. There are some exceptions, of course, but they're very minor. So it's always interesting to me to go out looking for video games and to find stacks of Wii games that people just say, hey, a few bucks a piece. And they always ask a lot for the Mario stuff, but there's stuff that's hidden. Case in point, Wii Party.
This is going for something. 10 bucks, that's a deal.
Wii Party on the Nintendo Wii is sort of like Mario Party without Mario. For all you collectors out there that are collecting big box on the Wii, there is a Wii Party big box. This big box is a highly collectible, highly sought after item for Nintendo Wii libraries. A lot of people usually sell it for cheap because it just looks like a shovelware game, and it's actually worth something. Never heard of this game, but for a sealed Wii game, this is something I'm going to throw up on eBay, and hopefully it'll return on my investment. How about Go Vacation? This is published by Namco. It's got some balance board functionality. It uses the Wii Motion Plus. It looks like it's a later release party game collection for the Nintendo Wii. Be on the lookout for some of those Wii games that you've never seen before. Look them up. You might have a hidden sort of gem or a hidden value on your hands without even realizing it. Michael hooked it up with that Fire Emblem Fates Special Edition. I'm excited to go to his booth and see what he's got. I do know that there's some Switch games that have come out that I don't have yet. One of those games is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This is supposedly like Mario Odyssey, but with Kirby, where it's more of an open-ended, open-world type of a game. I'm excited to play through this one because it looks really interesting and the reviews have been glowing.
I'm gonna get your Serious Sam and your Mario Pinball Land.
Serious Sam, the hyper-chaotic shooter on the Xbox 360, especially the PC, where they just throw billions of enemies at you and a lot of absurd, crazy, over-the-top action. I wonder how this translates to the Game Boy. This is a Game Boy game I never see out there. And the one that I was really wanting to add to my collection, Mario Pinball Land. I love pinball. It's one of my favorite things. As a kid, my father and I used to go to Chuck E. Cheese and we'd just get rolls of quarters and play pinball all evening. It was so awesome. So I just kind of have a soft spot in my heart for pinball games.
You see that Mega Man Zero Game Boy Advance as well.
These sort of offshoot Mega Man games, I don't know if this is an RPG or if this is like a left-right scrolling shooter, but I'm excited to check it out and see how it plays. Michael wanted 25 bucks for each of these games, 60 for Kirby.
65. Take out 10.
So 125 for all that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Michael, if you're watching, thanks as ever, man. I just really appreciate it. One of the things that I'm always going to do is if I find a good deal on a controller, I'm always going to go for it when I'm at the swap meet.
And how about like these remotes? 15? Okay.
These still go for quite a bit because they're usable on the Wii U as well as the original Wii. If you have the original Wii remote, it's really not worth much if it doesn't have the Wii Motion Plus inside, because the Wii U games and the later release Wii titles all utilized and required that extra Wii Motion Plus. In addition, these Nintendo brand Wii U Pro controllers were at the booth as well. These are a little beat up, a little dingy. You gotta clean them up and see if I can make them sparkle and shine a little more. And Call of Duty Black Ops 2 for $5. I gotta go get more cash. I'm gonna buy all of that stuff. She lowered the remotes from 15 each to 10 each, and the gamepads from 20 each to 15 each. Huge score. You gotta go get cash though to make it work. What's up, Jaime? I'm at Jaime's booth, and he's got lots of awesome stuff, as always, a bunch of games out. Check out NHL Hits 2002 for the PS2. Also, this Super Nintendo game, Road Riot 4-Wheel Drive.
Jaime hooked me up to $2 for NHL Hits and $3 for Road Riot.
Surprise.
Thank you, sir. Always see Jaime.
All right, see you.
Oh, but wait, there's more. He also had Trans World Surf on the PS2. During this era of video games, people were really crazy about trying to kind of capitalize off of the Tony Hawk popularity. So surfing games and other extreme sports games were made. This is one of them. It later gets remade on the GameCube as Trans World Surf Next Wave.
Thank you, sir.
Good price.
Good prices. So $7 for Trans World Hits and the Super Nintendo game. Nice little score. Thanks, Jaime.
Okay, This is a vendor I regularly buy from. He's a reseller who has great prices. I asked him if he had any new games coming out for his booth. He did.
All right, so we're grabbing this, 10 bucks. Just never see it ever. And then check this out. 22 bucks.
And then I've never really taken a lot of time to look through his Game Boy stuff, and so I decided to do that today. First one is this Sunsoft game called Power Quest. The cover of it has this really kind of interesting, almost Mega Man type of aesthetic to it. Next one is this Batman animated series. Unfortunately, the label is really in rough shape, but it's still attached. This is also one that's really hard to find out there and seems to be quite desirable amongst Game Boy collectors. Golden Sun. Let me show you the label, though. I'm going to ask my friends over at JRPG Life if they know anything about it.
Golden Sun was genre-defining
Interesting.
for handheld console RPGs.
You don't say.
It's an RPG.
What?
It's an RPG.
Do they fight each other?
Things fight things.
No. Wow. Thank you so much. And this is the last one for me, WarioWare Mega Micro Games. This is a Game Boy Advance game that's really shot up in value lately. I think it's going for like around $40+. I think he only wanted like 15 or 20 for it. I honestly don't remember. But that's not the patience that's gonna pay off for us. This is. The vendor brings out NES games for me to check out, one of which has a Daryl Strawberry sticker on the back, so you know it's really retro. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. This is one of the ultimate classic NES games that should be in every NES collector's library, and if it's not in your library, it's worth the money that people are asking for it. It's just a great game. And what about that other game with the swap meet? I never thought I'd see this game, but I did. And here it is. Can you believe it? Little Samson. I found Little Samson at the swap meet. Oh my gosh. Mind-blowing. I grabbed it right as soon as I could. How much do you want? He wanted $5 for this game. $5? Unbelievable. So here it is, my own copy of Little Samson. Let's just take a nice look at that up close. Wow. Oh my gosh, look at that back label. That's perfect, isn't it? Really cool. Okay, and there's a third game here too.
Here at Caesar's booth. Bomberman 2, $75.
This has gone up to be like a $200 game. He wanted $75. I decided to pick this up and take the chance on it, even though there's something rattling inside. It may mean that something's chipped, something's broken, or it could just be some random thing that got loose in there, and who knows? I mean, it's crazy what mysterious things have gone inside and lived in these NES cartridges over the year. I took this game home, and it was the first thing I did was I put it in my NES and tested it to see what was going on. Popped it in the console, and sure enough, it didn't work. One of the pieces that's on the label side was broken off. Without that piece there, this piece would just go back into the cartridge itself. Put super glue on, and that plastic piece was not touching the actual game data. Plug it into the NES, it works. And it works like perfectly. Have patience. Have patience. Don't be in such a hurry. Thank you.
So 140 for this, and then can you do 20 instead of 25?
22.
22?
Yeah,
What we got here?
140.
So 162.
Wow. I need to go get more money. I didn't think I would need to get more money. That's my problem this morning, I guess. Holy cow. Incredible bundle. I can't wait to break this out in the garage. Tell me in the comments below, what is something that you found when you least expected to find it? I would love to know about it. We would love to share in your victory with you. We toast you from afar. I encourage you to do one thing for someone else, something kind. Bring a little love into the world. Let's all do something cool like that. And, you know, let's make it a little better out there. Thanks for stopping by, and you have a great rest of your day.